say something traumatic happens to you. Okay, something that's so overwhelming, so horrible, you can't handle it, you can't deal with it. During that experience, in order to survive, you will dissociate from it. If you've studied, for example, trauma when it comes to animals, there's a great book called Waking the Tiger. Write this down. Waking the Tiger by Peter Levine. He takes a more, you could say, down-to-earth scientific approach as opposed to the more spiritual approach. Okay? When it comes to releasing trauma, there's a lot of spiritual takes where it's like, you're letting go of resistance and part of your soul is coming together in the spirit, and that's all great. His approach is, he studied people who came back from war with PTSD. He studied how animals go through trauma. And what he says is, when you're faced with a threat that's overwhelming, you can't handle it. Say there's an animal and there's like some bear that's coming up to just attack the animal. There's the classic fight or flight, which you all know. But if you can't fight or flight, say the animal's backed against a tree or something, can't run, can't fight, the bear's coming in, they will go into freeze. And this is where they completely just disconnect from themselves, from feeling, from the experience. They just freeze, and it's like the closest state to death in a way. Now on a strategic level, what else are you going to do? The bear's coming in. Perhaps if it thinks you're dead, maybe it'll leave you alone, okay, on one level. But on the other level, if you're about to get ripped apart from a bear, it's just so much to handle emotionally, physically, that you completely disconnect. You'll hear people talk about this, say, who've been abused. It's like they see themselves like from the third person, like they're on the ceiling looking down at the event that's happening. So you go in this altered state, if you will, where you don't even feel it happening. Now, say in that situation, the bear is like, oh, it's dead, and leaves. Although it's a state that's close to death, internally, there's a lot going on. Like the nervous system of the animal is just supercharged. Okay? The bear leaves. After a while, the animal will slowly come back, stand up, and you'll see it just shake out uncontrollably. Okay? It's discharging all of that pent up, you could say, nervous system energy. Just being like, I'm going to die. Oh my God, I'm going to die. And then it goes on with its life, its day. It's very present to the moment. Us humans, we're too smart for our own good. The mind will intervene. But what happens to us is that we never go through the process of discharging it. And then we just keep living our life that way, like, I'm fine, nothing happened, I'm fine. Something else, I'm fine, and we're so tense, and we get triggered left and right. It's like little things, poke at it. It's like we're just never able to relax, even at home, like Netflix, I'm fine. It just eats you up inside. Okay? Now, if you think about that process, does going into that altered state help you? Does dissociating from the experience help you when dealing with trauma, when experiencing trauma? Of course. Of course it does. If something's too intense for you to handle, dissociating from it, repressing it, suppressing it, helps tremendously in the short run, during the thing. But after, once the threat is gone, it's time for you to process it. But no one teaches us how to do this. You look around, everyone's traumatized, everyone's stuffing it down. You ask people how to process it, they're like, here, drink, numb it a bit, here's some food, here's some TV, here's some porn. Okay? So there is a time to process it. When processing it, you have to go through the different stages of feeling it. It doesn't mean approving of it, by the way. And this is very important. When you hear me ask, can you forgive this person for X, Y, Z? It's possible that someone did something to you that is unforgivable. And the answer shouldn't be like, yes, I do. What they did was great. But the answer is, whatever gets poked at inside, release that charge. Release being run by that. If you hear, can you forgive that person? Every part of you is like, release that. This should not run you. You can disapprove of it. What they did could be unforgivable and wrong, but it should not run you the entirety of your life. It's like if I ask you about the food you ate for breakfast today, you're not going to get triggered by that. It's just data. I ate this, right? That's what we're doing with all these things that get poked at inside. We release the charge so it just becomes data. Oh, do I forgive that person? No. Do I approve what they did? No. But hey, just data. I'm free from it. It no longer runs me. It no longer has a hold on me. Okay? But through the process, you must allow yourself to feel it. It's easy to know what you should be feeling, to give yourself the right answer. And a lot of people will avoid processing something and get stuck in a state of apathy by just logically giving themselves the right answer. It's like, say you go through something traumatic and you know, okay, logically, I've read a lot of books about this. This person did this horrible thing to me, but you know what? I've read a lot of books and I know that that person did it because they were dealing with something inside of them. You know, it's whatever. And you'll just hide there, but you'll never actually go through the process of feeling sad, hurt, anger, afraid, so on and so forth. So don't just skip to the ending. If you know the ending, don't skip there. You have to go through the phases. There was someone in Vienna recently. He was in a relationship for 7 years, proposed to his girlfriend, and he came home one day and there was a note, the ring on the table, everything was packed, she was gone. Okay? And he did at least move to grief. Okay? Felt sad, felt hurt, and then just skipped ahead to the logical answer. Hey, you know what? I forgave her. I wouldn't be who I am without experiencing that. Made me a better person. I'm thankful for the journey, so on and so forth. I'm like, okay, well, are you mad? No, you know, I understand that it's a part of life. So he never allowed himself to experience the anger stage. So he has a pocket of resistance or even apathy around experiencing anger. Okay. Someone else recently lost his father 5 years ago, and he lost his mother a few months ago. And when I asked him about it, his answer jumped to the logical ending. Oh yeah, well that's life. People come and go. Did you cry? Maybe a little tear. When's the last time you cried? A little bit when my dad died. Otherwise, zero. That is resistance to experiencing this. And although logically he's like, well, I'm good now. People come and go. I accept it. There hasn't been the processing that happened internally. People will often fail because, one, they don't know this. So we're conditioned to think, for example, that grief is bad, victimhood is bad, crying is bad. But if you think it's bad, if you're down here, you move up and you're crying, you think it's bad, you go back down here. We think anger is bad. Oh, anger, oh, nope, back down here. So they say stuck. No, it depends on the place you're coming from. Fear to anger, good. Courage to anger, not necessarily. It's not the thing, it's the place it's coming from. Okay? Or they try to jump too far ahead. I'm in apathy, I want to discover my purpose. Skipping the necessary steps. Okay? But this is very, very useful. And whatever you're experiencing, you can always do an audit and see where you're at on the scale. And you'll experience all of it. You could be, again, on your purpose, and something happens and you move to anger. Something happens, you move to grief, fear. And then you know what to aim for to move up. And you move up by letting go. With these, though, I'm not talking necessarily about the emotions. Okay? We all have these emotions within us, and every emotion is good and valid. I still get angry. I still get scared. So should you. If you didn't, that means there's some resistance. You should feel every single emotion. The difference between an emotion and a state, you could say, is that the emotion is temporary. And the emotion kicks in when it's appropriate to reality. If there's a bear that appears and you don't feel scared, you're going to die. Right? That is real fear. It's not time to do a release if a bear shows up. Let me let go of this fear. No, that's real fear. The same with grief. If something bad happens and say you lose someone, of course you have to grieve. That is real grief. But then there's the unrealistic fear, where you experience it when you're not meant to. It's disproportionate to reality. Unrealistic grief, where it just becomes this permanent state. As opposed to emotion, data, now it just runs you. Every emotion is good. The states are what you want to let go of. Don't get stuck in them. I listen to my own meditations. I listen to my voice pre-recorded, and I guide myself through it just as I guided you here. Why? Is it because I love hearing my own voice? Can you guess why? Can you guess why? Even like me at home, because I do a morning release almost every day, like 5 times a week, and I do a release like this. 2 to 3 times a week, every fucking week. I do the death meditation once a month. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here. Why do I do it? Why do I listen to my own voice?
It's familiar, so you don't need to think about it.
Bam. Yes. That's why. I could guide myself through it, but what did we say? What's the first part of letting go? Tuning into the sensations, disengaging the mind. That is the reason you bring your awareness down the base of your spine, to disengage the mind. If you have to simultaneously think about what to say, what to ask to bring things up, you're not fully present in the body. I don't want to think. Thinking is the last thing I want. I will surrender to the audio voice of me and just feel my way through it. Okay? What I'll also do, by the way, is pause the audio throughout. I'll have my, not when I travel, but at home I have the, you have the separate keyboard. I'll put it near me, and whenever something comes up that just poof, brings up a lot, pause and take your time with it. I'll do more cycles. I'll feel it. I'll stay with it. You might have experienced it a bit, like there's a certain part where it just, and that'd be something to really take a note on. What part of this meditation that we just did brought up the most, was the most intense for you? That is definitely a signal of something to bring your awareness to after this and really dive into. But I'll pause it. I'm like, you know what? Something came up here. Before my voice moves on to the next thing, we're like, hey, now it's fear time. I'm like, wait. And I'll feel and feel and feel. Whenever I'm ready, play again, and I'll just keep on going. And I'll do releases, sometimes they're 2 hours. I had a client stretch, it was a 25-minute MP3. He did it over 4 to 5 hours, pausing it throughout. But that's when you dive really, really deep. Then I'll listen to, I have different releases for each of these levels, so depending which one, boom, I'll pop it on, and I'll guide myself through it and let go of it. A model that is also very useful, you can write this down. Other teachings talk about this. It's known in the spiritual world as like the 3 core cravings or needs. I call these the 3 false gods. It's the 3 things we worship, hoping that it'll change that experience of us. Approval, control, security. Okay. I think that the more approval we get, it'll change who we are at a core. Finally, I'll be complete. You know, and you can do an audit on your life. I bring these up during my morning meditation. I'll listen to the MP3 and it's like, hey, where today is approval running me? And you can ask yourself, even in your life, okay, what are some areas of your life where you really are attached to getting a certain amount of approval? Where there's a big fear of being disapproved of? What are all the things you do for approval? Talking a certain way, dressing a certain way? Whose approval are you after the most? The other approach we take is control. If I get enough approval, I'll be complete. If I'm able to control everything, I'll be okay. Controlling different outcomes. I want this to happen. I don't want that to happen. Controlling how people perceive you. If I'm able to control everything, have everything lined up perfectly, if everything goes exactly according to plan, I will be saved. Now just a little poll here. Who's on the, if you had to pick one, but we tend to always be both. If you had to pick one, do you worship more approval or control? Approval, raise your hand. Those of you who think approval will save you. Those of you who think control will save you. 50-50 here, interesting, eh? Funny, huh? This like maps out. So I'll do that in the morning, and then these ultimately lead to that need to be safe and secure. And you can even ask yourself, okay, the need for safety and security, how does that run me? Perhaps different worries, financial worry. What's going to happen? What if I lose my money? What if I'm not safe? What if I don't have a place to live? How am I going to be safe? How am I going to be secure? What's going to happen? What if I don't know the answers? What if I don't know what to do? What if this happens? What if this happens? Fear of the future, fear of the unknown, safety, security. One key habit to cultivate moving forward, you don't have to do this compulsively, but every now and then just journal where you're at, how you feel most of the time and how you think, just every now and then. Why? Because this is how you catch true transformation. True transformation is something that is very subtle, and it is something that sneaks up on you. That's the transformation you want. You don't want transformation that seems very obvious. That's not the kind you want. You want subtle transformation that sneaks up on you. Transformation where you're doing the releases, you're doing the work, and it feels like nothing is changing. You're like, what am I even doing? That's great. Because what you'll catch is this. You'll look back at one of your journal entries a few months ago, and you'll be like, what? I used to think like that. I used to feel like that. What? I thought I was always like this. Boom. I thought I was always like this equals permanent. It means there's no effort to maintain it. It's not something you maintain that isn't you. It's 100% you by default. Well, I thought I was always like this. What? If it requires effort to maintain, it'll never work. You'll never keep it going. For me, I felt like I was always like this through letting go. Even when I talk about on free tour on stage, like, I used to be very anxious and shy. It feels like I'm telling a lie now because internally I feel like I was always like this. I wasn't, but it feels like it. I'm like, I used to feel anxious. No, I didn't. I've always felt amazing. But then I'll look back and see some videos and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. Okay? If anything requires effort to maintain, it's not the kind of transformation you want. You want it to just be you by default. Okay? And this applies to other areas too. When it comes to, hustle and discipline, you don't want to rely on effort to make yourself succeed or make yourself take action. Right? Here's one that's also key, another beautiful illustration by me. Here's you, okay? Here's the goals, and you're trying to go towards your goals. Inside of you, you could say there's a little demon. Okay? And this little demon inside of you is saying, we're not going here. We're going here. Okay? What is discipline and work ethic? Take a moment to think about it. Okay, what is it? It's you disciplining the part of yourself that's pulling you towards failure. What's the assumption? Question the assumption. Discipline means not every part of me has my best interest at heart. Or you wouldn't need discipline. You'd be pulled towards success. If you need to make yourself be successful, it means that part of you, by default, is pulling you towards non-success. So it's like we all have this demon inside and we're like trying to whip it into shape. Like, come on, demon. No, this way. Whoosh, discipline. Do I have more tools to discipline the demon? Work ethic. No. Instead, let go of the demon. And guess what? By letting go of the demon, now every part of you is going in one direction. And instead of relying on work ethic, willpower, so on and so forth, it's what we call having a work magnet, where you're just pulled towards success, effortless. Work ethic is not sustainable. You'll burn out at some point. No one keeps it. A lot of the success advice you even hear isn't success advice. It's anti-self-sabotage advice. It's how to discipline the demon even more, even better. That's the advice you hear. It's not how to truly succeed. It's letting go of the part of you that is pulling you towards failure and pushing success away. And you'll be amazed if you audit your life in how many areas you are pushing success away. Good things are right there and you're just pushing it away. I would see it for years when it comes to socializing. Right? I'd have a client, hey, I want to work on my social skills. Cool, go say hi. They'd go say hi. Goes amazingly well, and they come back, and I'm like, why did you leave? It's like, I wasn't going well. I'm like, go back in. Oh, they couldn't handle it. And I would always joke, and I would tell clients this. Every time I'd have clients who'd come, and if you've done, a program with me, I might have said it to you. Say it's like you three, hey, I want to work on my social skills. From my perspective, it's like 3 starving individuals coming up to me. Starving, like skinny, like, Julien, I just need food, any kind of food. And I pull out the best platter of food in the world. And I'm like, here you go. And you all take it, you throw it on the ground, you spit on it, and you ask for more. And that's the whole problem. I'm like, no, it's like, here. And you're like, nope, food. And that's people. Good things come, no. Even if you think about your life, This one is very shocking. We think that we're moving up, right? It's like you see this thing. There's always setbacks on your way to success. And that's what we think. I'm on my way to success, and of course there's ups and downs, but I'm moving up. But that's not reality for most people. For most people, this is their ceiling of success. Anything above this, that little demon pushes it away. And what they do is they start moving up, and as soon as they pass it, the little demon kicks in, no, when you shoot. And then you spend your time fixing it. You're like, here we go, back down. And you just stay stuck beneath this line, but you have the illusion because you're building up and something crashes. You're building up, something crashes. Like, yeah, I'm building up. But everything that you're building up isn't taking you forward. It's just keeping you at this line, keeping you at where you know. You won't ever get anywhere by doing this. Stop fighting against self-sabotage. Start going for success. How? By doing what we did here, by letting go. Guess what? You want something to change? You're going to have to do things that are a little bit out there because your current way isn't working. Your mind isn't on your side here. It's keeping you in that paradigm, in your comfort zone. You got to do something from another paradigm, another way of going about things for true change to happen. Okay? So try those new things. Surrender to it. Even here, don't filter this information in terms of how it'll work for you. Don't ever do that. That I would see as well. Someone would come on a program to socialize, and they have that belief that they bought into. Julian, I'm introverted. Okay. Well, I get how you're telling the advice for them, but how would you tell it for me, being an introvert? I'm like, it's the same thing. Okay. No, it's a little different because I'm an introvert. Then the program would end. Okay, so moving forward, do this. And the person says, okay, but Julian, what about for me moving forward in terms of being an introvert? I'm like, do the same thing as them. And I'm like, no, but I feel like some of this advice isn't, I should only do this stuff because it relates more to me as an introvert and not that. I'm like, no, do the whole thing. Stop using this introvert excuse to filter out the stuff that helps you and to use this advice to reinforce you're an introvert. The same here. Don't filter this event through, okay, well, this is who I am and this is my lifestyle. How am I going to implement some of this stuff? I can resonate with this, but not the other stuff. The stuff that will actually help you the most is the stuff you don't resonate with. Because what do you resonate with? Stuff that keeps you where you're at. The stuff that triggers you during this event, the stuff you disagree with, the stuff you're just like, oh, it's too challenging, too far out there, that's the stuff you should be doing. That's the gold. If you keep doing what you think is best for you, that is being run by your comfort zone. It's being run by the reality you're in, the paradigm you're in. Okay? And take an event like this seriously too. This is a serious matter. That's why I do it. That's why I teach it. Of course, I present it in fun ways, but this is very serious work. No one teaches us this. This ruins so many lives. People die over this stuff, kill themselves over this stuff. And no one teaches them the way out. And it's getting worse. If you look at reality out there, people are running around getting triggered left and right, stuffing things down left and right. You know what happens if you stuff something down for far too long? It either implodes and kills you, or you explode, and you see a lot of horrible things that happen. Right? And no one teaches us these tools.
This is Julian, and if you're someone who has social anxiety, you fear putting yourself out there, or you procrastinate, you put things off, you come up with excuses, or you're lost and you have no purpose in life, then pay very close attention, because this scale of transformation is what has helped me change the lives of thousands of people around the world. Now, I want to help you identify exactly where you're at and give you customized feedback and action steps to get you moving up fast. Don't be one of the people who just dabbles around in the dark trying to figure it out on their own. Jump on a free call with myself or an expert from my team and let us help you. Just click the link below this video, tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll be reaching out very soon. Click the link right now and let's do this.